little bit of a slide. 2, last ticket, he doesn't get in. Acorn and Edgy are down. Kanata and Agers are down. Peterbot and Bylahfn are still up on their feet, and at this point, they've looked around. That should be it, unless Booga and Miro do something absurd and clean up absolutely everybody, and Peterbot and Bylahfn go down. That's the only shot, and at this point, I know it's a meme, there's not even a chance. Look at the point difference. Look at the point difference, 64 points separating them. Peterbot, Bylahfn are right at the finish line. They're trying to just stick their chest out and break that tape.
This is it. It's the victory lap at the end of the day right now. But like we said before, there is money on the line, and no way, not Joji, not Rokane as well. They're under some serious hurt right now. Rokane's out. The pressure from the lobby was too much, and we're seeing another team collapse in the last game. It is so worrisome to see how much tournament prizing is now available.
And particularly for Joji and Rokane. Joji has been fantastic this season, but Rokane has been on another level. The solo clutches, the individual efforts to even get them here, all happened by Rokane. Now the pressure is on Joji. What can he do to get them a better finish? What can he do to get them a better payday, to move them up the leaderboard as a solo? But want to know who's looking at all this and being like, hey, this is pretty nice. Cold and Walltaker, they're going to continue to try and climb up the leaderboard. Second is very much in their grasp. Same with Booga and Miro, as they're both sitting in 4th and 5th right now, but 2nd and 3rd are down.
Definitely, they're down and out. And, you know, this really allows us to take a look at the bigger picture from the outside, right? There is so much on the line. It's not just winning the tournament. It's what's on the line for the other teams that are still proving themselves to the region that they are incredible at Fortnite. They still continue to have what it takes to compete at the top. A 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th in the FNCS finals of NAE. No easy feat. We have seen an exceptional day of competition, and this is why it is so important that we celebrate all of our players still battling it out.
And again, don't forget, we had a pretty big announcement this morning going through. The FNCS Invitational in November. You know that's in the back of all of these players' minds, being like, hey, they're looking at the top duos. What can I do to put my name in there, to stick a flag in that stake saying, hey, why am I not invited? Joji could put a question mark in there right now if he's able to put up the individual efforts. What are they going to be able to do?
But he's 138 below here. It's all or nothing now. He has to fight back. It's not looking good. The lobby start to focus in. It's those fresh walls. Again, this is like blood in the water to the big fish in the sea here. You can't have fresh walls being built up, especially when the surge is active. You know players are looking for these opportunities. Joji has to do something big now. He's got the ammo. He's got the heals. He's definitely got the weapon to do everything that he needs to, but he's going to have to commit here.
First placement threshold has been passed. Everyone in the lobby gets 1 point. One who's still on their feet, Peterbot and Bylahfn. That maybe miracle run is closing every time. And like I said, I've basically called it, but what else can they do? As Joji is now holding the 8th place team. This is 6 versus 8 with Avery and Muzz, the OCE Warrior representative, trying to do more. Pimsto goes down. Batch goes down. 7th is out. 6 is out. And all is for the taking right now. Muzz and Avery can do a bunch. Booga and Miro can do a bunch. Walltaker and Colt can push themselves up. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all on the line, all on the table. Who will grab the opportunity?
6 is on the table, 7th is on the table. I mean, we're talking about all the other additional spots here. Teams that are on the bubble can literally pop off and earn so much money. Very rarely does it ever happen this way, where so many of the top 10 teams fall in the last game, and the standings are close enough for players to really jump on up and make that hero effort at the very, very end. Meanwhile, Booga and Miro, though, still fighting for this one right here. 3 elims now. They are in 3rd place. They want 2nd at least. They want to fight for 1st, but we know what's on the line. There's so much here.
The fight for 1st is over. I'm calling it right now. Peterbot and Bylahfn are your NA East champions for Chapter 3 Season 2. They're in the cascading placement points. Even if Miro and Booga eliminated the entirety rest of the lobby and won the match, it would not be enough. Well, it would, but it's not going to happen, as now they're trying to just climb up into it. As Peterbot gets another one, he's putting his statement down. The foot is down. The trophy's on the shelf. They've kicked the step stool away, and they're jumping out with a Sue is doing everything they can. Pamso, in fact, we're gonna see how they went down, trying to dive in. Pamso, oh, it's so close.
Clarity G claps back, he fights back as we get to jump in with our FNCS champions to be. Peterbot and Bylahfn are here. They're feeling it, and you can just tell they're sitting in the box feeling so good as the zone starts to favor them. Can they actually pull off the victory lap? At this point, let's go ahead and see how much they can do in that last game, because the floor is yours, my friends. You have earned it. They have played so well over this weekend. Honestly, almost a perfect set of Fortnite on that day one, and a great day two now.
But Booga and Miro have already pushed themselves into third. Just a couple more points, they'll be able to
Holds
take
it in.
second away. Avery looks for the jump shot, doesn't end up taking it. Will hit the pad, but the shots rain down from above. He needs to hold on, needs to find some space. 19 builds, needs to get the walls up, but it's all wood. And does he have enough space? If somebody opens up an edit, that would be disastrous. Teo right on the other side. Larson taking the sky. Mackwood and Donnie trying to get their name in the conversation.
And look at Peterbot and Bylahfn are poising up for that second position to height. You know they're gonna try to do something so big in the end. Can Miro and Booga find a little bit more points though? It's starting to close in
Good
here
pass.
now. The last game, the last win. Everyone will talk about it. We all know that it's possible, but it's a race here for second right now. Walltaker and Cold, Miro and Booga, they're both trying to do it here. The points are very close. This is a lot on the line here.
There's 8 points separating, but the team in third has been dropped out. Booga and Miro have moved into second place, but can they hold it now? As Walltaker and Cold are trying to do everything they can to pull it away from them. The placement points keep ticking over. Pledge gets Bylahfn. There might not be a full victory lap. As you can see there, Bylahfn actually ends up trading it back over. They went down trying to get the eliminations going through. It's all she wrote for the #1 spot, but now we have a battle for second as Peterbot is trying to repeat his game one performance to have a ridiculous solo clutch, but again, ain't nobody catching Mr. Peter here. As you can see, User trying to find some shots from the side. Yamzo and Degen are putting the pressure on him. Cold and Scented finding shots towards the backside. A great shot on the low ground and an even better cutoff.
I love the cutoff there. There was definitely a chance to go out and open that edit, but they played for the positioning instead, saying that it's smarter for us to just stay alive right now.
Peterbot
and take
down.
a look here. Peterbot is down. That is it. The fight for second is on here. Booga and Miro are still up right now. Scented and Cold are in the final stretch now as well. 3 elims separate that. Make it 4 because Booga finds one up top. They're starting to break away. That's onto Yamzo. A heartbreak for Yamzo as well, who was closing in on that top 5th. But now, Degen has to do it by himself. Well, let's go ahead and focus on the low ground now. Scented is going crazy. Walltaker slides in. They find another one. Nicely done there, Cold. We'll get the full finish, and it's all unfolding here and now.
Miro down, Booga down. They could take away second. They're in third right now, using the splashes, using everything they can. The battle for second is on. There's leaderboard implications all over the board as Degen is trying to hold on to a 7th place spot, but we're keeping eyes on Cold and Walltaker. A couple elims, a couple more placement points, and they will rip that 2nd place away from Booga and Miro. They've already pushed themselves into third, but Chimp is trying to get himself into the top 10 with a great shot there on the TK. Hey, and we got some solo riders running around. There's some plays to be made here.
A lot of plays to be made, a lot of points to be picked up here. Chimp slides around the side. He has broken into that top 10, but one more elim will do enough to solidify it. Meanwhile, a shot
Huge
from
shot.
the back. It's Cold. It's a wintertime play here. What can he do? There goes the edit. Nicely done. Chimp's hurt. Back against the wall. Turns around. He is just too good. He's quick on his feet. The Siphon's going to keep him up now. 41 HP. Minis in hand. But do you play for the fight or do you go for the heal?
He has to tick over at least one more placement.
This is for
It's a
second.
2v1v2. This is for second place right now. What can Cold do? The redemption run from the performance last episode. He's dipping back.
He knows it!
He finds
He
it!
wants
He
it!
finds it! Cold rips away second place from Booga and Miro. Donnie and Mac would put themselves into the top 20 with the finish, but the story, Peterbot and Bylahfn in first, and the fight for second. And the young gun, 33 Cold, says, hop on my back, run into the zone, and hits the monstrous striker pump shot to get him a huge payday.
And take a look at it one more time from the bird's eye view. Cold secures the second with a huge elimination there. Donnie and Mac would get to close the tournament out with a nice victory royale finish from the height. And
full leaderboard breakdown here. You see exactly how things, the land lies after our 12 games here in FNCS Finals. There we can see here the breakdown of prize money as well. SBG, $130,000 going to Peterbot and Bylahfn. Amazing stuff.
Amazing. And we saw that final play by Cold to dip in the storm, get that elim, and the placement points. Huge. We see it right now. That was the difference between second and third.
Yeah, he was